What is going on, guys? It is Wilson from Function Powersports. Today we're talking about the new tire that Tensor just released. This is a sand tire called the Sand Series. It's an awesome tire. They've done a ton of different design changes to this thing. It's a definite must-see, probably a must-have for you if you're a dune person. So let's get into this tire. All right, you ready? He's not ready. All right, so first up, we have the rear tire in the Tensor SS Sand Series lineup. So this is a paddle, 14 paddles, 1 inch in depth for those paddles. The biggest change that you're gonna see with this, obviously, is this velocity grid. So this is a patent pending design that Tensor has come up with. The engineer spent countless amounts of time on this, developing sort of that extra edge that you need when you're out at the dunes. You know, whether it's braking, accelerating, turning, just that overall performance and the ability to handle that machine. What they're saying is that velocity grid is gonna give you that edge, actually that biting edge is what they're calling it. It's gonna allow you to maneuver in the dunes because it gives you that little extra bit where sand can kind of get into each of those grids, and you can use that for propulsion, for braking, for turning, kind of anything that you're looking for. That velocity grid is sort of supposed to kind of help do that when it comes to riding in the dunes. They do use this on the rear paddle, but they also use it on the front tire, which we're gonna show you in just a minute, kind of what that looks like. A little bit bigger tire, right? 29.9 pounds when it comes to the tire. It's a 2-ply. But with that velocity grid design, you do get a little bit of lowered rotating mass because you're kind of, obviously it's a grid, so it's pulling some of that material out, so less rotating mass. But with these new high performing machines that we have, they're 225 horsepower from the factory, having that little bit bigger tire that can handle that power is kind of that sweet spot, kind of where they're seeing this 33-inch tire coming in at. So it might be a little bit bigger than you're used to. However, it's kind of in that sweet spot, 160 to 220 horsepower out of your machine. You're gonna be in the right setup with these tires. So in addition to it, obviously with it being a 33, you're gonna have a little bit more ground clearance, which is awesome to have in the dunes. So you're gonna have a little bit extra, whether if you were on a 30 or 32, whatever it was, you're gonna get extra inch or 2 clearance out of that, which makes riding that much more fun. All right, so let's look at the front tire now. So on the front tire, this is gonna be a 33/11/15. So 2 inches narrower than the rear tire. Kind of more of that traditional front runner style, except you do have the velocity grid is one thing, and you have the dual apex turning ribbons. So this is gonna give you that premium response that you're looking for out of your front tires when it comes to steering your machine. That velocity grid's really gonna help here, right? Because you've got that biting edge, you've got the turning ribbon, so you should be able to really turn the machine, and it's supposed to, it should go where you want it to go. One of the words that we've been kind of hearing a lot when it comes to these tires is the predictability of them, right? So that's one thing we all really do want our tires to be able to do, is that if I put them into a situation, I already kind of know how the outcome's gonna happen. They're not gonna do anything crazy. They're gonna respond the way I expect them to respond. So we really think they did an awesome design with integrating that velocity grid with the turning ribbons to really give you that premium steering response that you're looking for out of your machine on the dunes. So the front tire in the SS Series comes in at like 24.4 pounds. Obviously, it's able to keep it lightweight, 2-ply construction, and this velocity grid kind of reduces that weight, reduces that rotating mass. So all of that's gonna help because lighter is better. All right, so that wraps up kind of that rundown of the new Tensor SS Sand Series tires. First impressions, kind of just looking at them, obviously I think that velocity grid design that they've done is brilliant. I think it's gonna work exactly the way that they're expecting it to. We've seen a lot of guys out on the dunes already putting them to the test, and they're really performing exactly the way that we would expect them to, basically a step above the competition when it comes to those paddle tires. The rear tires are where they're seeing a lot of that improvement when it comes to the amount of wheel spin that they're not getting compared to other paddle tires. It's reducing that wheel spin, obviously. Less wheel spin, more traction. You're gonna get to where you're going faster, whether that's in a hill climb, whether that's in a drag race. You can maintain that high speed for longer. All big pluses in our book when it comes to riding on the dunes. All right, so if you guys are looking for paddle tires for your setup, make sure to check out functionpowersports.com. When it comes to these Sands tires, obviously they just got released, so they should be coming up onto our website shortly. So if they're not on by this video, send us a message asking us when they might be on. We'll make sure that we get you some information on that. Make sure to like the video, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, hit the bell for notifications. Let us know what paddle tire you're running right now, and maybe these are on your radar. Let us know if they are, any feedback or thoughts that you have on the new Sand Series tire. I'm Wilson for Function Powersports YouTube. Peace.